He was just a boy when the world seemed too big and too hard. Every morning before the sun rose, he laced up his worn-out shoes and stepped into the cold, quiet streets. There was no bus waiting for him, no car to drive him. He walked miles, sometimes barefoot, just to reach the small school at the edge of his village. The journey was long, tiring, and often dangerous. Rain soaked his clothes. Cold winds bit at his skin. But he never complained, because he had a dream. A dream bigger than the cracked roads beneath his feet. His family didn't have much. Money was scarce, and food wasn't always on the table. His parents worked hard, but their earnings barely covered the bills. Still, they believed in education. They believed in their son's determination, even when he doubted himself. At school, he was quiet, but curious. The lessons were hard, sometimes confusing. He struggled with subjects others seemed to understand easily. But he had one secret weapon: relentless persistence. If he didn't understand something, he stayed after class, asking questions. He borrowed books from the library, reading late into the night by the dim light of a kerosene lamp. Many days, hunger gnawed at his belly. Many nights, exhaustion pulled heavy on his eyelids. But the thought of giving up never crossed his mind, because he knew that every step, every struggle, was a step closer to something better. Years passed. He finished school and earned a scholarship to a city university. The transition wasn't easy. The city was noisy, fast, and full of people who looked down on a boy from a small village. But he kept walking, this time through crowded streets and crowded classrooms, with the same quiet determination. He juggled part-time jobs to pay for books and rent. He failed some exams, faced rejection, and felt lonely in a place so far from home, but he kept going. Slowly, his hard work began to pay off. He graduated with honors, landing a job at a small startup. He learned the ropes, stayed late, asked for feedback, and kept improving. He wasn't the most talented, but he was the most persistent. After years of saving, learning, and building connections, he finally took a risk. He started his own business, a small company with just a few employees. The early days were tough, clients were few, and money was tight. But he remembered his journey: every mile he walked to school, every sacrifice, every night of hard study. His company grew. From a small office to multiple locations, from a handful of employees to hundreds, from a boy who walked miles barefoot to a man who now drives a car, gives jobs, and inspires others. But success didn't change him. He never forgot where he came from. He funded schools in his village, gave scholarships to children who reminded him of himself. He spoke at events, telling his story not for praise, but to light a path for others. His story is not just about wealth or fame, it's about grit. It's about never letting circumstances define you. It's about walking through pain and hardship with a heart full of hope. So if you ever feel stuck, remember this boy who walked miles to school. Remember that your steps, no matter how small, are moving you forward. Remember, success is not just about where you end up, but about the journey you refuse to give up on.